Hi, I'm Jade. It started with me not understanding what depression was or anything like that. And if I wish I had a better understanding of it, maybe certain situations could have changed and I could have avoided what happened to me last summer. I tried to go to college because the cookie-cut white society is going to college immediately after high school is what needs to be done, even though I had no idea what I wanted to do or who I was. So I went to school and I ended up doing pretty bad and had to leave. It started with just, the slowly beginning to isolate myself and not understanding what's going on with me or what's going on with my brain, losing contact and connection with my friends and my family, spending hours and hours upon hours in bed, not eating, not sleeping. And from my parents' point of view or my family and friends, it just comes out to me being lazy. But the things I loved and wanted to do, I couldn't do anymore mentally. Honestly, there were thoughts that weren't even mine. They were just taking over my brain, and it's just very rough to even try to concentrate doing anything in that sense. It was really rough on me because it kind of put a pause on my life. My uncle died and when I lived in New York City, and that was really, really rough on me. Suicidal thoughts started becoming more and more frequent. So I was put on antidepressants, and as soon as my parents found out, they took me off because with pill shaming and stuff like that, it just made it rough to stay on them without being seen as a mental case. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I started rapidly declining my mental health. I still didn't know who I was. My life was still on pause. Cries for help weren't really being answered. Trying to explain to my parents, they just saw it as laziness and they didn't really want to understand. So I decided to try to deal with it on my own, and I'll remember this day for the rest of my life. August 14th, I tried to take my own life by means of medication, overdosing. I texted one of my friend Andrea's who saw and felt something was off. And I have this app called Find Your Friends, which shows my exact location, and she noticed that I was not somewhere I normally would be. So she called the police and gave them my coordinates, and at that point I was fading out. And pumped my stomach, and I went to the hospital. And my mother met me there and a bunch of my friends. I was just very lucky that I had a very good group of friends at the time who would come over in shifts essentially to watch me and make sure I was okay. It became like first it was this level of I still wish I wasn't here, to feeling shameful for doing what I did. And I will regret that day for the rest of my life because I was at such a low point that you don't realize that there's a way out, but there definitely is. And I wish I knew that at that time, and I'm just very glad that my friend was able to get me out of that, and I'm still here and breathing. And life is a journey that it comes in waves. Happiness comes in waves, and I want to be able to explore and adventure. And so I've done such amazing things in that year span. I went to Iceland, I went to Japan, I went skydiving. I almost have my skydiving certificate. I'm just living my life, and it's just gonna get better from here. So you're not alone. I'm still here because my story's not over yet.